Greetings fellow flatcaps and welcome to the Spectrum. I haven't spoken about it much on the channel, but I am a fan of MMOs. I like the idea of exploring an open world with a group of people and playing various activities together with a character of our own creation. Problem is, as time has gone on, MMOs have become a lot more expensive. Membership schemes for paid games, charging you for when you don't play the game, and of course, the dreaded microtransactions. It wasn't always this bad, and to be fair, there are still some MMOs I can play for free, even if I am made to feel like a third-class citizen by not paying out. One such game I used to enjoy was Wildstar, a fantasy-sci-fi game where you play an agent of your faction in a war against the other. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? In my case, I didn't really have the hardware needed to run all the high-end MMOs, so they were just a fantasy for me. All I could do was play things like RuneScape, all the low-power ones. But then in August of 2018, I finally got to play Wildstar. And anyone else who's a fan of Wildstar will know that this was probably one of the worst times to play it because in November of the same year, it shut down for good. So I had to just leave it there in my Steam library, like an unwanted starter Pokemon. Until I learnt about the fan-made server, made by a guy called Kermit. I was happy that I found a way to be able to play it again, so I followed a video tutorial and before I knew it, I was back playing Wildstar. So now it's time to ask, how is Wildstar in 2023? I already played a little bit off camera to make sure it works and recreated my character from all those years ago. But for the video I was going to take you through the experience from the beginning, which of course means starting a character creation. First, you choose if you want to skip the tutorial. Then you get a choice of the evil faction, the Dominion, or the good faction, the Exiles. Each side having a selection of playable races for cosmetic purposes only, with some being limited on certain classes which may be purchasable with the microtransaction currency Omnibits. While on the subject of MTs, they are and aren't in the game. The server is a completely free passion project, and the actual MT currency itself is in the game, but each player is automatically given the membership status so you can earn the currency from killing enemies and other methods, but that we'll get into later. This time I chose the Dominion and chose a Draken. Character creation isn't just skin deep. After choosing your race, you choose from a class of a selection of technical engineers, mind-fucking espers, the oath-breaking medics, the gun-crazy spellslingers, the edgy stalkers, and the plain old warriors. Each class of course comes with their own unique set of skills and can fill more than one role in a party. Step 3 is the rather unique feature of selecting your path. This affects what you can and can't do in the world. Explorers can take alternative paths around the world, scientists examine the world for lore, settlers defend towns from threats, and soldiers that can go after high-value targets. Finally, make your hero or monstrosity of your dreams, name it, and you're away into the world of Wildstar. As a Dominion member, your overall plot goal is to take over the planet of Nexus. In the starting area is where you find your first, air quotes, problem with the game. I received a reward bag that I couldn't open. At first I thought my mouse was broken, but the reality is that the server is far from finished. Not everything in the game is working at the moment, and it will take a lot of time and effort to even get it close to what it once was. I'll get into what isn't working right now later, but let's look at what is working. Our story starts with us receiving orders to clear our exiles from the area we want to make into a base. To do so, we're giving a series of missions to complete for our arsehole mad scientist boss, Mondo Zax.
I'm not finished with you yet. You're still alive.
The bare basic elements work. Movement, combat, the audio, tutorial messages, and tutorial missions all work fine. Immediately, I was back in 2018 playing through the tutorial ready to see what the game world had to offer. After stabbing scorpions that bleed money and defusing mines that still explode, I pressed the wrong button and accidentally opened up the Hollow Wardrobe, and to my delight, that is also working. The Hollow Wardrobe allowed you to unlock styles of clothing using in-game currency which could then be used by any other character you create. I've always hated that in most MMOs that have this feature, you have to pay real money or microtransactions to do it. Thankfully, Wildstar had my second most liked cosmetic system ever, with the first being DC Legends. In DC Legends, all you had to do was wear the item to unlock it for cosmetic use for free. In Wildstar, all you have to do is pay for it using the in-game currency. Now in the default game, this would cost you money, but in this one, as long as you have in-game currency, you can apply the clothes to your wardrobe and it won't deplete your amount. I don't know if this is due to a bug, but I hope this is one that stays if it is. The missions, as you expect, are a typical go here, do thing, or fetch quest. Thankfully, Wildstar has a feature to make these quests less tedious by allowing you to radio in your success to the quest giver and receive your next one instantly, allowing for quicker exploration fueled by curiosity and maybe a little bit of bloodlust with WWE style pep talks.
It's time for the Great Hunt, and the Draken of Bloodfire Village are calling all killers to take on the nastiest wildlife this side of the fringe. Think you have what it takes? Time to prove it, Cupcake. Oh yeah!
The combat is as fun as I remember. Rather than just standing there and trading hits with your target, you sometimes have a chance to avoid their attacks by moving out the way of their area of effect. Combat is also incomplete. I don't remember the exact terminology, but there was a mechanic where you had to wear down a tough enemy shield to interrupt attacks and expose it to damage. Unfortunately, that's not here yet. Kill enough enemies and you will naturally level up, which comes with a bunch of rewards and an ego boost.
Oh snap! That was f***ing awesome!
One of such rewards is access to new attacks, and the selection of attacks that you can get with your class will allow you to make a custom build for your tactics to be more aggressive or supportive, allowing for a lot of diversity in the capabilities of teams. Advancing a little further, I was able to take on more quests, but sadly the interactions in the world that was related to my path, I discovered to be unresponsive, thus not a working part of the world yet. And unfortunately, this also extended to some of the quests in the area too. Despite that, I was still having fun, and after fighting many spider creatures, robots, gathering mushrooms, earning enough Omnicoins to buy a minor skull mask and a hamster ball mount from the well-stocked market, I continued to stop people watching the World Cup and completed the tutorial area, and then entered a new area, ready to explore more. Due to the current state of the server, however, there's plenty to see, but not much to do. PvP and the dungeons aren't functioning yet, and even if they were, I didn't see another player during my time playing, so I doubt I would have found anyone to play with anyway. The quests in this area also aren't complete. You can acquire them, but you aren't able to finish them as the game currently doesn't recognise when an objective is being completed or certain events won't trigger. Playing daily won't reward much, as the daily reward system isn't working either, and neither is the bazaar. But there's still plenty of goodies for you to get from the main shop. Speaking of which, if you are planning to use the MT shop, I've got a warning for you. But I encountered a bug which led to the permadeath of my character. I bought a new character slot from the shop and then decided to swap over to my exile character. I didn't see Draraz, but thought nothing of it because why would I swap to my current character? Later on, when I wanted to play Draraz again, he was gone. His life taken by the binary monstrosity of the glitch creature, and his soul lost to the cruel mistress of history. We'll never forget you, and thank you, Draraz, for the fun times, the hamster ball, and that sweet minor skull mask. Oh, never mind, Kermin restored him for me and I can play as him again. Thank you, Kermin. Now, I know it sounds like I just shit on it, but in all honesty, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm very pleased that I got to play Wildstar again, for free, and that this server will expand and improve as time goes on. I'm also pleased that I can actually access the MT shop's gear by earning the currency in-game, and the Discord server is a healthy community with people ready to help you if you get stuck on anything. One final thing I am going to mention, and it's something I wish I noticed earlier, is that you can use console commands to improve your experience. In the Discord and down below, you'll find a link to a list of them that will allow you to do various actions like spawning in items you want and adding currency to your character, including the Omnicoins. Overall, while it isn't complete, it's still something to look forward to and play with friends. I can't wait to play it more as more stuff is added to it, and maybe even with my own Discord members in the future. it would definitely be something I'm up for. I do hope I've piqued your interest in giving this a go. It is definitely something I'm going to stick with, and I'm really excited to see it grow. And if you are wanting to give it a try yourself, you know where the links are going to be by now for the tutorial. And if not, maybe you can look on my channel and find something that you will be interested in. As you search, I thank you for watching, and remember, you're always welcome at the Spectrum.